Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? You know who it is. You know what time it is. It's not your insider, it's your outsider. Same as you. Alright? So today, I'm sure all my Niner fans out there has heard the news. Heard what's going on. This is the calm before the storm. Before the game tonight. The game is at 10 o'clock Eastern time tonight. Right? And we're here to talk about what can we expect. What can we expect? Kyle said Trey Lance is going to play, which I take Kyle's word, with a grain of salt because he doesn't really tell the truth all the time. If I'm Trey Lance and I'm his agent, I'm not playing. I'm not risking getting hurt. No. And if I do play, if he does play, call your own plays, Trey. Do your own thing and just ball out. Because Kyle is going to get you hurt. Do your own thing. And as far as my Niners fans out there, I'm a Niner fan on the East Coast. So as far as the Niners fans on the West, the Niner fans that are going to the game, I need your help. We need each other's help. This is what we need to do. I want y'all to boo Kyle. Not Sam Darnold. Sam didn't do anything. Boo Kyle. Boo John Lynch for the mistreatment of Trey Lance. Please, boo this dude. Don't boo the players. The players ain't doing anything. Like I said, Sam Darnold didn't do anything. Brock didn't do anything. Trey didn't do anything. It's this head coach and it's this front office that has mismanaged not only Trey, but they've mismanaged Jimmy. They've mismanaged so many people before. And now people are starting to wake up. People are starting to see that it's not the quarterbacks. It's Kyle. It's going to be interesting to also see how Jimmy plays this year. How Jimmy plays on the Raiders. Because if Jimmy balls out, a lot of people are going to be like, why'd the 49ers get rid of him? Why? You see what I'm saying? Why do they do this, right? They had Jimmy, and Jimmy balled out and played good this year, right? That's a bunch of what ifs, but that's besides the point. Anyways, back to the main point. I need the fans across the world, across the nation, to boo Kyle come game day. And it's not even about like just booing him. It's showing like this is our team. This isn't their team. This is our team. We keep this thing running. As fans, we fund this thing. And if we no longer choose to fund this team will become nothing without us. Remember that. We made this team the number one revenue team in the NFL. Think about it. It's not them. It's us. And if they no longer have those numbers, they have to make a change. Once that money stops coming in, they have to make a change. Because as long as that money's coming in, listen to this. As long as that money's coming in, as long as they're getting paid, as long as they're the number one revenue team in the NFL, they do not care about winning. They might sound like it and make it look like it. They don't care about winning. There's only one party that cares about it, whether the 49ers win, and that's us. As long as they're going into NFC championships and their names are swirling around the NFL and all that, and they're making a whole bunch of money, they don't care. They won't care. So, as fans, we got to make that change. Remember that. We got to stand together as Niners faithful. Don't argue with each other about QB1, QB2. As Niners faithful, we got to come together and be like, hey, look, we don't like how this team's being operated. We want to change, right? So that's one thing. And that's what's to expect from the game. Now, we've already talked about whether Trey will play or not. I think he shouldn't. I think no benefit. And Kyle's just going to get him hurt. He's not going to help him. All right? Can the 49ers mend this relationship with Trey? Can they mend this relationship? Absolutely not. It's over with. I'm sure whenever Kyle called Trey into his office, Trey, when he heard the news, Trey was probably like, what the hell? Like, what am I doing here? Why are you doing this to me? He's like, you know what? Get me off this team. That's what I would have done. And I'm sure that's what a lot of other people would do. Get me off this team. Why do you have me on this team? You've mismanaged me. You've mistreated me. Why am I on this team? Why am I playing for you? Get me off this team. You're having me compete with Sam Darnold? Like, come on now. I don't think. Yeah. But Trey will be fine, though. You guys got to know this. This kid has gotten paid close to $30 million outside of football, at least. You know, I'm not talking about as far as outside of football. This dude has gotten paid over or pretty much close to $30 million. Trey will be fine outside of football. I mean, I don't like the mistreatment of him, but I mean, as far as the big picture, Trey will be fine, and I'm sure he will go to another team, and I'm sure he'll ball out. That's just the 49ers luck, and you know, it ain't even luck. It's just Kyle doesn't do the most obvious things that he knows that he needs to do. He's just kind of like, oh, I got to do the extra work and make myself look like a genius. Like, come on now. Now, Brock Purdy ahead of the regular season, and if defenses have figured him out. Have defenses figured Brock Purdy out? Interesting and intriguing question, right? I could say yeah. I could see a possibility where that is yes. Defenses have figured him out. Because look at the Cowboys game in the playoffs. He only scored 19 points. So it's going to be really interesting and really intriguing, right? To see how does Brock, respond to that? Because that's the biggest thing. His response to that. Can he overcome that challenge? And that's how great players are made. Is the challenges that are presented, right? Same with Trey. Same with any quarterback. Same with Jimmy. How do these players deal with problems, right? How do they overcome them? Do they just sit down and, roll over and say, oh, I'm done? Or do they overcome them? I know for a fact that Brock is a resilient type of player. I mean, we could just see it through his game, through how he talks. He has a chip on his shoulder. He knows what he has to do, and he knows what he knows what he has to accomplish, right? And I think Brock will be fine. I love Brock. He's a ready now quarterback in the NFL, and it's going to be interesting to see how he can develop more. Because as far as what he has now, yeah, he's a ready QB now, but he does have limitations, and it's going to be interesting to see how he improves his game to the next level, because he hasn't even had a full offseason. You got to remember that too. So it's going to be interesting to see that about Brock and peeling back a layer of Purdy, seeing another layer of Purdy, right? And obviously, the most important thing, now that we only have two quarterbacks and only one of them is good, it's going to be interesting to see, can they keep Brock healthy? Because I don't know about you guys, but let me know in the comments, if Brock was hurt for 4 or 5 games, do you think Sam could even keep this team afloat? I mean, I have nothing against Sam Darnold. Come on, dog. I have nothing against Sam Darnold, but it's like, he's not good. Sam Darnold's not good. He's just not good. I'm sorry. I mean, he might be at best a backup, but he's just not good. So, and as far as this team goes, we need at least 2 quarterbacks that are good, We need a Jimmy G. We need a Brock Purdy, But we'll see how everything goes. Now, on to the next topic. A big thing in the offseason that not really everybody's talking about because it has been shadowed or overshadowed by the Trey Lance situation and the quarterback situation, which that's every year. Nick Bosa, right? Will he get signed by week 1, right? Or before the first game? And if he is signed, or if he isn't signed, what is he going to do? Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? In my opinion, right? From the outsider POV, he was not going to play. Why would he play? He can hold out as long as he wants. He's the defensive player of the year. Any team would be so glad to sign him to whatever he wants to make. So the Niners are pretty much at his mercy, and what Nick Bosa wants, he's going to get. He's going to hold out, see what other defensive ends are getting paid, and he's going to want to be the top paid. Rightfully so. And he needs to get paid, and I'm all for that. So I'm on Team Bosa. Team Bosa. Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. this will be interesting to see this year of how these players play, because can be Brandon Ayuk's breakout year, and this can be Deebo Samuel's redemption year for a 2-1 special, right? I can't wait, man. Just seeing the preseason and how they're playing, I can't wait to see this. We could potentially, as Niner fans, have two very well top 10 wide receivers in the game. You think about it. Now, the only thing with Ayuk is, though, he's not really utilized to his full abilities as Deebo is, you know? Playing in the backfield, getting the ball in the backfield. Ayuk's more of like, he doesn't really get the ball down the field as much. So I'm hoping to see a lot more deeper throws. Hopefully Brock can execute those. But Brock's really more of a, like I said, a dinking and dunking guy, which is nothing wrong with that. He plays perfectly fine doing that and playing like that. But that's just not really Brandon Ayuk's game. So he's going to have to do a lot more slants, a lot more curls, you know, dig routes, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see those two players shine. And Kittle, dude. Obviously, my boy Kittle. I mean, he playing with Jimmy. He was a blocking kind of guy. Never really got the ball, but I mean, you seen when Brock was playing, dude. Kittle was scoring touchdowns. It really was, you know, just so happy, and I was super enthusiastic to see, you know, Kittle coming back to life, man, getting him those touchdowns. Last but not least, there's going to be a bunch of answered questions this year. And really about the Kyle Shanahan era, you know, to see what's the next step as the Niners organization. Because I'm sure it's nearing the end, I think. Because Kyle, yeah, he goes to a lot of NFC championships. He's went to the Super Bowl. But he can't get the final click, you know? He just can't get over the hump. And it's only a matter of time before the owners of this team, especially the fans, that are like kind of like, you know what, maybe he isn't the guy. He's got us this far, but he's just not the guy to get us over that hump, that extra, you know, to get us there. So it's gonna be interesting to see as Niners fans and to see what's to come, you know, and it's gonna be really interesting. I can't wait for this season. I can't wait to see, players on this team break out, to see Deebo redeem himself, to see how it's going to be an interesting season as Niners fans. You know, it's always an interesting season. You know, it's good times, you know, being a Niners fan. You know, things don't go exactly how we want, but it's good. It's good to be a Niners fan nowadays. You know, not like the years before when we were going we weren't winning any games. You know, that was freaking. We're winning like freaking 4 games a year. I mean, we had nobody. You know, team was doing bad. So that is the one thing about Kyle I will, you know, give him credit for. He did bring this team back to life. He did, you know, get us into NFC championships. He has done a good job building this team. It's just hasn't been able to get to that next level. So it's going to be interesting to see, can these players get to the next level? And if Kyle is the one for that. So not everything has been managed perfectly, which nothing really can. But, you know, that's life. You know, nothing's perfect. So it's going to be interesting to see. Game is in 12 hours. It's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, so 12 hours. So it's going to be fun to see, and hope to see y'all there. Let me know in the comments what you think. What players are you looking for? What do you think about the Trey situation? Do you want Trey to play? Do you care less? I know a lot of people could care less, you know, at least the people that comment to me. But I think the silent majority wants to see Trey good, whether it's on this team or not. But that's besides the point. Just let me know. And hey, we're I think 6 subscribers away from 100 subs. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, and make sure to subscribe. Help me out. I'm trying to, you know, bring y'all the best 49ers news from a 49ers fan and to let y'all know how I feel about it. Because I think this is what we need as 49ers fans. We need to spread how we feel about things. Because a lot of times it's like mainstream media, or it's like people that aren't really fans of the team. And, you know, they're not really speaking for the fans. So we need to start having these channels and these outlets of, hey, like, these are what the fans want. And that's the most important thing, because we watch the games, we pay for the games, we pay for the jerseys, the merch. Like, come on. We got to remember that we are the most important thing to this team. We keep it running. We fund the team, you know? So, if nobody watched the game, I mean, it's basically just a couple guys playing, you know? Don't really mean anything. But I appreciate y'all. It's not your insider. It's your... Y'all can finish it. Have a good one, y'all.